Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something about the power of you. You don't need to chase anyone. You don't need to beg for attention. When you become the kind of person who knows their worth, the world and the people in it will naturally gravitate toward you. See, here's the truth. It's not about the words you say to someone else. It's about the story you tell yourself. You believe you are enough. You carry yourself like you deserve the best. Because when you walk through life with that energy, it's impossible to ignore. We live in a time when everyone's trying to prove something. Social media has turned people into performers, desperate for likes and validation. But you don't need to perform. You need to be. Be the person who walks into a room with quiet confidence, who listens more than they speak, and who doesn't just take up space but fills it with purpose. When you focus on yourself, on growing, learning, and thriving, something incredible happens. You stop chasing, and the things you desire start chasing you. That call, that text is not about manipulation or games. It's about the undeniable pull of someone who knows their value. So stop waiting for someone else to see your worth. See it for yourself first. Because when you do, trust me, the phone will ring. The text will come. And it won't just be anyone. It will be the person who sees in you what you've always known to be true. You are unstoppable. Thank you. When you walk into a room, it's not just your physical presence that enters, it's your energy, your essence, your story. The atmosphere changes because you bring something unique to the table, something that no one else can replicate. This is not about being the loudest voice or wearing the flashiest clothes. It's about authenticity. It's about being so firmly rooted in who you are that people feel it without you saying a word. You see, presence isn't something you can fake. It's not about putting on a show or trying to impress anyone. Real presence comes from within. It's the product of self-awareness, self-respect, and self-belief. It's about knowing who you are, what you stand for, and what you bring to the world. When you are grounded in this understanding, it shows in every step you take, every word you speak, and every look you give. People are naturally drawn to those who exude authenticity because it's so rare in a world where many are trying to be someone else. Think about the most magnetic people you've ever encountered. They aren't necessarily the loudest or the most attention-seeking. They don't need to demand the spotlight because their very presence commands it. They have an air of self-assuredness that makes you want to know more, to lean in, to understand what it is about them that feels so different. That's the power of presence. Now, misunderstand me, this isn't about arrogance or superiority. True presence is humble. It doesn't need to shout, "Look at me." It simply is. It's the quiet confidence that says, "I'm here and I belong." And it's not just about how others perceive you, it's about how you perceive yourself. When you carry yourself with dignity, when you believe in your worth, that belief radiates outward. It's not forced, it's natural. And people pick up on that energy whether they realize it or not. The key to cultivating this kind of presence is authenticity. Be real. Be unapologetically you. Stop trying to fit into someone else's mold or meet someone else's expectations. The world doesn't need another copy of someone else. It needs you. When you embrace your quirks, your flaws, and your strengths, you become magnetic. You become someone who stands out in a sea of soundness. Presence is also about how you make others feel. People will forget what you said, and they might even forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. When you walk into a room with genuine kindness, respect, and a willingness to connect, you leave an impression that lingers long after you've gone. It's not about dominating the conversation or making it all about you. It's about listening, engaging, and making people feel seen and heard. That's the kind of presence that people remember. But here's the thing, you can't fake this. You can't pretend to be confident or authentic or kind. People see through that. Real presence requires inner work. It requires you to confront your insecurities, to silence the negative voices in your head, and to embrace who you are, flaws and all. It's not always easy, but it's worth it. Because when you do this work, you don't just show up, you shine. Imagine this, you walk into a room, and you're not thinking about what others think of you. You're not worrying about whether you look good enough or sound smart enough. You're simply present, fully in the moment, fully yourself. That's powerful, that's rare, and that's unforgettable. You don't need to be perfect to have presence. In fact, it's your imperfections that make you relatable and human. What matters is that you own them. Confidence isn't about pretending to have it all together. It's about being comfortable with the fact that you don't. When you can stand in your truth, when you can say, "This is me, take it or leave it," you become unstoppable. Presence is a gift, not just to yourself, but to the people around you. When you show up as your authentic self, you give others permission to do the same. You create a space where real connections can happen, where walls come down, and where people feel safe to be themselves. That's powerful. So the next time you walk into a room, remember this, you don't need to be the loudest, the flashiest, or the most impressive person there. You just need to be you. And when you show up with that kind of authenticity and self-assuredness, you won't just change the atmosphere, you'll leave a mark that lasts. Confidence is not something that can be seen in loud proclamations or in the clamor of attention-seeking behavior. True confidence is quiet. It doesn't boast. It doesn't need to draw attention to itself. It simply exists. Confidence isn't about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about being comfortable with the quiet power that comes from knowing who you are and what you bring to the table. Confidence is the feeling of peace that comes from understanding your worth without needing validation from anyone else. Think about the most confident people you know. They don't need to announce their arrival or over-explain their expertise. Their confidence speaks in the way they carry themselves, in the way they handle difficult situations with grace, in the way they engage with others. It's the assurance in their words, the calmness in their demeanor, and the certainty in their decisions. This kind of confidence doesn't need to shout to be heard. It is felt in the subtle ways they navigate the world around them. When you carry yourself with confidence, it's like an invisible force field that surrounds you. You don't have to convince anyone that you're worthy. Your actions do the convincing for you. When you walk into a room, it's not about trying to dominate the conversation or show off your accomplishments. It's about quietly owning your space. Confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about being sure of who you are despite your imperfections. Too often we confuse confidence with arrogance. Arrogance is about inflating your ego, seeking validation, and trying to prove that you're better than others. Confidence, on the other hand, is about being secure enough in your own skin to not feel threatened by others' success or opinions. Arrogance requires constant attention and validation, whereas confidence is steady, unshaken, and self-sustaining. Confidence is rooted in self-awareness and self-acceptance. It comes from understanding your strengths, acknowledging your weaknesses, and being at peace with both. When you are confident, you don't need to seek approval from anyone. You stop chasing after likes, comments, or applause. Instead, you focus on doing your best because you know your value doesn't depend on external validation. You know that the work you put in is enough. You understand that your worth is intrinsic, and that no amount of external praise or criticism can change who you are at your core. Confidence allows you to move through the world with a sense of ease, because you don't feel the need to prove anything to anyone. You are enough just as you are. This kind of confidence has a magnetic quality. It draws people to you without you even trying. It's not about seeking attention or recognition. It's about simply being so sure of yourself that others can't help but notice. People are naturally attracted to confidence because it signals to them that you are someone who knows how to navigate the ups and downs of life. You are someone who has found peace within themselves and doesn't rely on others to determine their worth. But how do you cultivate this quiet confidence? It starts with self-reflection. You need to spend time getting to know yourself, the good, the bad, and the ugly. You need to acknowledge your fears and insecurities without letting them control you. You need to understand your values, your passions, and your goals. When you are clear about who you are and what you stand for, confidence becomes a natural byproduct. It also requires practice. Confidence isn't something that magically appears overnight. It's built over time through consistent action. Every time you take a risk, speak up for yourself, or step outside of your comfort zone, you are building confidence. Every time you embrace your flaws and mistakes without allowing them to define you, you are strengthening your sense of self-assurance. Confidence grows in the moments when you choose to trust yourself, even when the outcome is uncertain. One of the most powerful aspects of confidence is that it doesn't need to compete with others. Confidence is not about being better than anyone else. It's about being the best version of yourself. When you are truly confident, you can celebrate the success of others because you understand that someone else's success doesn't diminish your own. Confidence allows you to support and uplift those around you without feeling threatened by their accomplishments. It empowers you to collaborate rather than compete, to inspire rather than compare. True confidence is also resilient. It doesn't crumble in the face of setbacks or failure. In fact, it's in those moments of difficulty that confidence truly shines. When things don't go according to plan, confident people don't fall apart or look for someone to blame. They take responsibility, learn from their mistakes, and move forward with even greater determination. Confidence isn't about avoiding failure. It's about knowing that failure doesn't define you. It's simply part of the process. In a world that often encourages self-doubt and comparison, confidence is a revolutionary act. It's a refusal to shrink, a refusal to apologize for who you are, a refusal to let anyone or anything undermine your belief in yourself. When you embody this kind of quiet confidence, you change the way people see you and, more importantly, the way you see yourself. Confidence is not something you have to chase. It's something that comes naturally when you embrace who you truly are and stop seeking validation from outside sources. So remember this: confidence is not loud. It doesn't need to announce itself because it's already known. It's the steady, unshakable force that moves with you through life. And when you carry yourself with this kind of quiet assurance, you don't have to chase anything. Everything you need will start chasing you. Actions speak louder than words. It's a phrase we've all heard countless times, but its power is often underestimated. Words are easy. Anyone can talk a good game, promise the world, or say all the right things. But actions, the things you do, the steps you take, and the choices you make tell the real story. They reveal your true character and your true intentions. You can say all day that you want to succeed, that you want to make a difference, that you want to change the world. But if your actions don't align with those words, then they're just empty promises. Actions are where the rubber meets the road. They show the world who you truly are and what you stand for. It's not enough to simply say you believe in something. You have to show it through your behavior. It's not enough to claim that you want success. You have to take the steps necessary to achieve it. People don't remember what you say, but they remember what you do. It's your actions that leave a lasting impression on others. The way you handle challenges, the way you treat people, the way you show up day after day, these are the things that truly matter. And think about the people you admire the most. Are they the ones who constantly talk about what they're going to do? Or are they the ones who get things done, who lead by example, and who follow through on their commitments? The most respected and admired individuals don't need to tell the world what they plan to do. They let their actions speak for themselves. They don't boast about their achievements. Their accomplishments speak for them. They don't waste time talking about their goals. They're too busy working towards them. When you focus on your actions, you create results. Words are just promises. Actions are proof. Words can inspire, they can motivate, they can encourage, but it's the actions that bring the vision to life. If you want to change your life, change the way you act. If you want to inspire others, show them through your actions what's possible. If you want to make an impact, stop talking about what you're going to do and start doing it. It's also important to recognize that actions are not just about what you do, but also how you do it. Integrity matters. The way you approach your goals, the way you treat others, and the way you show up every single day speaks volumes about your character. Are you taking shortcuts? Are you cutting corners? Are you compromising your values to get ahead? Your actions will tell the truth, even if your words are misleading. People will always respect someone who does the right thing, even when no one is watching. But actions are not always easy. In fact, sometimes they're downright hard. It's easy to say you want to be healthy, but it's much harder to put in the work to eat right and exercise consistently. It's easy to say you want to be successful, but it's much harder to wake up every day, put in the time, and stay committed to your goals when things get tough. Actions require discipline, persistence, and sacrifice. They require you to show up when you don't feel like it, to keep going when you're tired, and to keep pushing when you feel like giving up. This is where many people falter. They say they want something, but when it comes time to put in the work, they back out. They talk a big game, but they don't follow through. It's easy to get distracted by the noise, to get lost in the promises and the possibilities, but the true test of character is in your ability to take consistent, purposeful action, no matter how hard it gets. Success is not a result of talking about your dreams. It's a result of pursuing them relentlessly through your actions. And here's the thing, actions don't just change your own life, they change the lives of those around you. When you act with integrity and purpose, you inspire others to do the same. Your actions serve as a model for those who are watching, whether you realize it or not. People are always paying attention, even when you think they're not. When you show up consistently, when you do the work, when you honor your commitments, you set an example for others to follow. Your actions become a ripple that spreads far beyond your own life. But remember, your actions don't have to be grandiose or world-changing to make an impact. It's the small, consistent acts that matter. The little things you do every day, the way you treat people, the way you show up for yourself, the way you stay true to your values, those are the actions that truly make a difference. It's not about doing everything perfectly, it's about doing it consistently and with integrity. In the end, the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not about what they say, but what they do. Talk is cheap. Anyone can say they want to change the world, but it's the ones who take action who actually make it happen. It's the ones who are willing to put in the work, to show up every day, to stay true to their word, and to take consistent, purposeful steps towards their goals. Their actions are the proof of their commitment, the evidence of their determination, and the mark of their success. So stop talking about what you want to do and start doing it. Your actions will speak louder than any words ever could. Energy is one of the most powerful forces in the world. It's invisible, but it's undeniable. It's the way a person can light up a room without saying a word, the way someone's presence can calm or invigorate an entire space. Your energy speaks before you ever open your mouth, and it can be felt by everyone around you. The energy you carry with you every day has the power to influence the direction of your life and the people in it. It's magnetic, and when you harness it, it becomes a force that can't be ignored. Energy is more than just how you feel on the inside, it's how you present yourself to the world. It's in your body language, the way you stand, the way you carry yourself, and the way you interact with others. The energy you put out into the world affects how people perceive you, but it also impacts how you perceive yourself. When you walk into a room with the right energy, you command attention without demanding it. You can walk through life with a sense of purpose, with the kind of energy that draws people in, because people are naturally attracted to those who have a positive, confident, and grounded energy. But energy is not something that can be faked. People can tell when someone is trying too hard, when their energy is forced or inauthentic. True energy comes from within. It's the result of being in tune with who you are and what you want. When you are aligned with your purpose, when you are in a space of personal growth, your energy becomes an extension of that alignment. It's not about being the loudest or the most attention-grabbing. It's about being centered, calm, and clear. Your energy also reflects your emotional state. If you are carrying negativity, doubt, or fear, that energy will follow you wherever you go. It will affect the way you speak, the way you interact with others, and how you show up in the world. But if you carry positivity, gratitude, and self-belief, that energy will permeate everything you do. People will be drawn to you because they will feel that positive energy radiating from you. They'll feel uplifted in your presence, inspired by your optimism, and motivated by your determination. Energy is contagious. It's like an invisible force that can spread from one person to another. Have you ever walked into a room where the energy was so charged that you could almost feel it in the air? That's the power of collective energy. When one person brings high energy to a situation, it can elevate the entire environment. Conversely, if you walk into a space and your energy is low or negative, it can have the opposite effect, draining the room and bringing down the mood of everyone around you. That's why it's so important to be mindful of the energy you carry, especially when you're around others. You have the ability to uplift, inspire, and motivate, or to bring down and discourage. The choice is yours. But this doesn't mean you need to be on all the time or that you should suppress your feelings. It's okay to have bad days, to feel low or frustrated, but you must be conscious of how you let those feelings affect your energy. When you are feeling down, it's important to take care of yourself and reset your energy. This could mean stepping away for a moment to clear your head, practicing mindfulness, or simply taking a deep breath. By being intentional with your energy, you can transform how you feel and, in turn, how you affect the world around you. The energy you bring into your relationships also plays a huge role in their success. If you show up with a positive and open energy, you make it easier for others to do the same. You create an environment of trust and mutual respect where people feel safe to be themselves. The way you engage with others, whether it's through your body language, your tone, or your attitude, can either invite connection or push people away. When you bring positive energy into your relationships, you cultivate a space for growth, collaboration, and deep connection. People are naturally drawn to individuals who bring a sense of peace and positivity into their lives, who lift them up rather than drag them down. In professional settings, your energy can determine the success of a meeting, a presentation, or even your entire career. People want to work with those who bring energy, enthusiasm, and passion to what they do. It's not just about the technical skills or knowledge you possess, it's about how you make others feel. If you're passionate about what you do and bring energy into every task, you will inspire those around you to do the same. That energy will create momentum, build excitement, and inspire others to give their best. On the other hand, if you bring negativity or a lack of enthusiasm into your work, it can stifle creativity, morale, and progress. When you harness your energy, you don't just make an impact on others, you make an impact on yourself. Your energy has the power to shape your own mindset and determine your level of success. When you approach life with positive energy, you open yourself up to possibilities. You become more resilient, more determined, and more capable of handling challenges. Positive energy shifts your perspective. It helps you see obstacles as opportunities, setbacks as lessons, and failure as part of the journey. But how do you maintain that energy when things get tough? It comes down to consistency. The more you focus on your energy, the more you train yourself to stay positive and aligned with your purpose, even in the face of adversity. The key is to be intentional with how you manage your energy every single day. This means taking care of yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally. It means surrounding yourself with people who uplift you and stepping away from situations that drain you. It means committing to your growth and your well-being so that you can bring your best energy into every situation. Your energy is a reflection of who you are, but it also has the power to shape who you become. It's not something to be taken lightly. When you own your energy and use it intentionally, you become a force to be reckoned with. You not only change your own life, but also the lives of those around you. Energy is a currency. Invest it wisely, and you'll see the return in ways you never expected.